Well, hello there, brothers and sisters of the WoT Blitz universe. You're watching WoT Blitz Addict again. I want to show you the latest update, which will come like about a week or so. And as you can see, we're on blitzhanger.com, and we are looking at the 6.7 update preview. As you can see, the add that those are infos from the open test, but probably this will come out in this way that they show, because the update is pretty much done, in my opinion. Okay, so new American tank line. As you can see, there's a T92E1 light tank coming out from the T49, and the Sheridan, which is after it. As you can see, the Sheridan is more or less all about the spaced armor, so don't even bother probably shooting HE at it, because it's really you have less chance to penetrate it fully. As long as you can hit the bottom plate or the back or sides of the turret, then yeah. But more or less it's not gonna be great. Here's some stats of those tanks. If you're interested, you can just go to the Blitz Hanger. There's a link to the update 6.7, which you can look at, and you can find all the information needed. But I won't really spend so much time just looking at it, because it will the news will be like 20 minutes long or longer. Okay, we're gonna check the some tech tree tanks and some tanks that are getting nerfs and buffs and all this stuff. So here's Grill 15, which is great that he has better camo, will have a better camo, because I love the Grill, and seriously, it was kind of down to the current meta, because we were just not able to hold as good as the other tanks. So a better camo will be great. As you can see, FE215B is getting a nerf a bit into hit points from 2100 to 2000. 121B, the premium Chinese tier 10, will get a bit better rate of fire, which gives him a little bit DPM, and this tank should be quite nice right now. So here's the thing, the Foch 155, the tank that everyone is talking about. And yeah, this tank is really overpowered in my opinion. It really is. It has great mobility, great armor on front, great gun, great autoloader. So they decided to just balance it a bit. I don't think it's gonna balance this tank, but you're gonna have a bit lower DPM. We're gonna focus on autoloader, because there are some changes on the single shot, but most of you will probably use the autoloader. I would use the autoloader myself. So let's check this. So DPM, as you can see, it's reduced by how much? Like 20. Like yeah, like this makes any difference. Like they reduced, as you can see, they reduced damage from 640 to 560, and the burst damage from 1280 to 1120. But still, they put a rate of fire up from 4.93 to 5.6 seconds. So yeah, it doesn't make a difference really. You will hit for a bit less but faster, so it's even better. I think it's gonna be even better than it was. And as you can see, on the whole magazine reload time, it was reduced from 17 over 70 seconds to 14.38, and the DPM increased from on heat, of course, because the other shells were changed from 2690 to 3050, which is great. Okay, next is standard B, a slightly reduce in dispersion and dispersion while rotating turret, but it's not some minor differences, so probably they won't do much different, and this tank is really nice, so it should be okay. Also, the projectile receives a nerf. As you can see, the base aim time, basically for all the stats, it received a nerf. The mobility, bit for gun, but still not much, just dispersion a bit, and yeah, that's basically all. And let's check the fun part, which is the updated armor. As you can see, we have M5 Steward, but it's a tier 3, so we're not gonna pay much attention to it. He received some little buffs on the turret ring, as you can see. That's basically all. The T29, yeah, the T29, my beloved tier 7 heavy, yeah, it received a nice buff to the frontal armor, as you can see, which is really nice in my opinion, because it can do even better than it did. Now you can bounce some medium or light tanks possibly on your front plate, so this will change the gameplay a bit. The T25AT, yeah, I was showing you a mastery of it earlier, but it will receive a frontal armor buff, which is really great, because now this tank is kind of meh. Nothing special, to be honest. Okay, BT7, just spaced armor on the gun mountlet, that's all. And tier 10 T22 medium, it will be quite its shape just changed a bit. The pike nose just was the size was reduced slightly. If this is gonna make a difference, I have no idea, but they decided to reduce the size of a tank just a bit. So IS received also an armor buff, as you can see, nice armor buff on the front, so on the gun mountlet and on the front of a turret and on the front of a hull, so it should be quite interesting because the tank will be able to bounce more shots. Also the KV3 definitely needed that armor buff, because this tank was really nothing special on tier 7. It was just going for the KV4 or the IS4 and so on, and that was just yeah, I need to just grind this tank to get the 2 upper tiers. So that's where maybe this will change. Maybe people will start to play this tank more than just grinding to the IS4. Okay, so here's another IS, so IS2, the premium version, also received a buff on the front of a turret, and I think that's all that it received. Panther, finally Panther received the buff on the front plate, as you can see, and on the front of the turret, which is really great because the Panther was really weak. Of course, if you play it in a certain manner, it will do good stuff, but in general it was really hard to bounce anything on the hull or turret, because the front of the turret was really flat and it was easily pennable. Maybe this will be a bit better. And the Tiger 1, and finally finally the Tiger 1 will be a heavy tank. Yeah, not a medium, a heavy tank with buffed frontal armor, as you can see, on the front lower plate and the front itself. It will be more bouncy, and that's where the mobility and DPM will come out, because if you can bounce more shots, you will be more effective, and I think this will be a great tank right now. It already is, but it's more of a medium than a heavy, and now it's gonna be more or less a real heavy tank. Okay, E75, as you can see, it received a slightly buff on the frontal front of the turret of the gun mountlet, and some on the side of the turret. I have no idea if it was a weak spot or something, I haven't noticed, but it will receive a little bit of buff, so great. Also, the J Panther. Oh, the J Panther, good tank, really good tank. As you can see, the hull on the side of the tracks received a major buff, a massive buff, and the front plate also received a nice buff. And this is great because the mobility of the tank plus an extra armor will be a deadly combination if you know how to play this tank. Okay, so the Black Prince. The Black Prince, as you can see, also received a massive buff on the front plate, which is quite good because this tank is so slow. Don't get me wrong, the armor on this tank is really great, but the mobility of it is really terrible. That's why I more or less hate this tank. And now the 88 received a major buff. Just look at this, slowly. Yeah, yeah, that's why. Uh, a major buff on armor, on the frontal armor especially. So now it's gonna be fun to be a bunker at your tier, because it's a pew gun, typical British pew gun with no massive alpha damage. So at least you can bounce some more shots and be more of a assault tank than secondary line or the camping tank. No, it can be a camping tank, but it's not meant to be a camping tank. It should be an assault. You should push with heavies, not sit at the back. Also, the 87 received a buff, as you can see, to the two more on this hat. So it's gonna be quite hard to penetrate, as long as I can see. At least harder to penetrate. The the Hori, I have no idea what they did to Hori. It doesn't seem to have anything to do with armor. If you see any difference, just tell me in the comments. Also, the IS-2 received the buff, same as the IS and IS 9045. That's basically all that's coming on this update. If you have any questions, if you have any opinions, just share them with me in the comment section below. You can also join my Discord to share your opinions with me, to talk with some nice people there, and also to send me your replays if you want me to show them on my channel. And that's all, brothers and sisters, for this episode. Remember to subscribe, take care, bye bye, and catch you all on the battlefield.